Hello and welcome to today's live stream video. I hope you can hear me okay. It is raining cats and dogs here as we speak. So if at any point you have a hard time hearing me, please let me know, okay? Hello, hi Edie, hi Emily, thanks for joining. Now, if you're new here, my name is Brandy, and this channel is all about horses and my daily life with horses. So during the coronavirus, I'll be doing a live stream video Monday through Friday every day, and then also uploading videos on the weekends. So I know that a lot of people can't go to the barn, so I'm bringing the barn to you. So today I have a brand new exercise that I want to try out with Nocona. And so I have that set up with ground poles, and I thought it would be fun for you to get to watch that as well. So you'll get to see me kind of fumble through everything and test out this new exercise. So I'm really excited about it. Today I am riding Nocona bareback, and I've got a bareback pad. I use a Best Friend bareback pad, it's my favorite. And I'm also just going to be riding her in the halter, and I have the reins adjusted so that this is just my lead rope, and I have it so it's 2 split reins. So again, we've never done this exercise before, but I saw it and I thought that I just had to try it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I really enjoy working with ground poles because I feel like it keeps things interesting for my horse and for me, and it's really good for your horse's overall body condition and exercise, everything. It makes them lift up a little bit higher with their legs, makes them lift their back a little bit more, and it's good for their brain, good for their body. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on her. I'll show you guys how I get on. I've got my stool right here, so I can show you guys how I get on her with a stool, how I get her to step to me. And I'm gonna just give her her normal little warm-up routine and ride, and then I'm gonna go over these poles. So, but I think it might be kind of cool for you guys to get to see that. So maybe I'll take you over there real quick and show you the pattern that I have set up. Hopefully I can remember exactly where my camera was. Okay. So as you can see, it's just 6 poles. And these are, the ones in the triangle are pretty short. They're maybe 6 feet long. And these ones are maybe 7 or 8 feet long. All I use, these are just simple landscape timbers from Lowe's. I think the longer ones, we actually took a flower bed apart to make those ones. And those ones we just bought from Lowe's. I paid a few bucks for each of them. So they're nothing fancy by any means. My kids painted them, but it's just something fun to be able to use. So I love ground poles. I think they're a great addition for any horse. So I just have a triangle in the center and then 3 poles to help around the outside here. And basically I'm gonna be going through this just to make smaller circles, and then I'll be going over it and stuff. So you kind of see how I incorporate these into my ride. So just something different to do today. I've got a lot of different exercises that I do with ground poles. Same with cones. I really like to use that kind of stuff in my program. I think it makes things a lot more interesting. Okay, so let me make sure that I got you all set up here. All right, I'm gonna turn it a little more this way. I had it all set up just right. Now I have to go and make changes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on. And if you guys have any questions throughout the video, please leave me a comment in the video itself. I don't always get the opportunity to go back through and read the chat. So if you can wait until the video is processed and then leave me a comment down below, then I can go back and I can answer your questions, okay? All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on. I am gonna use a dressage whip today when I ride, just because I wanna make sure that Nocona is responding to my leg aids. And I would rather have the tool with me than to not have it at all. So I want to set myself up for success by making sure that we accomplish what we need to. Okay. So I'll show you, first of all, how I get on. And I'll start her out way over here, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I guess. So I'm going to step up on my block. I'm just going to perfect. Get all the hair coming off her. Oh, yucky. I should brush my horse better. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys for a little ride with me and for her cool down, and then we can kind of chat a little bit while I'm doing that. Hi Jordan, thanks for joining today. All right, so let's go ahead and take a little ride. I'll turn it around so you guys can kind of see my view. Did you see her spook at the stool? Isn't that silly? She's really kind of feeling herself today a little bit. Everything was scary. The back door was scary. That's always the scariest place, is the back door, because the wind will kind of blow those doors open a little bit. Just that little bit of movement is enough to, cute little nose, is enough to make them a little spooky, but that's all right. I don't mind that at all. Excuse me, sweetheart. You got to scooch over so I can get up. Here, why don't you back up? All right, so let's do this again. Sorry if it's buffering. I'm moving around. Sorry. See, now what I want to be able to do is, as soon as I lift up on my rope, I want to have her step over. I don't want that hesitation, but that's her being bracey, okay? That's a brace that's there, that was there, that I'll be forever fixing. All right, guys, so with the rain, this will be a short and sweet one today. Everybody hear me okay? Any questions? Yeah, you know, when the weather is a little bit, here's the big thing, is when there's wind or rain or anything loud, they can't hear as good. So it messes with their senses and makes them feel a little bit vulnerable. That's why horses have a tendency of being spookier when it's windy or rainy, is, you know, they're not sure if they're safe. So, and some horses, they're just very, you know, like, whatever, I'm fine. Where others have a little bit higher self-preservation, and like Nocona, she's got pretty high self-preservation for, you know, being her breed and everything. Usually Appies are pretty easygoing. Beck, that's funny. Oh, Stephanie, I'm so glad that you enjoy them. Here I'm. Oh, good. Yay, I have a package. I'm so excited. What would you guys think of that exercise? Pretty fun, hey? Just something different to do. Sherry, sure. I just worked with one over the weekend. Man, I should have videoed this particular horse. He's not aggressive, but he's real pushy and stuff. So it would have been a good thing to video, but I just didn't get the opportunity. Right now, I'm not really going anywhere, but there's just this horse that I really wanted to work with and try to help a rider out, and so I had a lot of fun. A couple hours spent working with a new horse. It was a good time. Thanks, Rex. It was it's always fun to do that kind of stuff. I wish that I had taken an interest in dressage when I was younger. Oh my gosh, I just really love it. I really love dressage work, and I wish that my instructor was closer too. My dressage instructor is several hours away, so I don't get to work with her very often. But you know, once a month anyway during the warmer months, but I really wish that I could do it more. A horse that is dull to the flag, that's what I call too much desensitization. So you got to be really careful about that, because you can desensitize a horse to the point of making them dull to things where they just kind of block it out. And I don't ever want that. I want my horses to be sensitive to stuff. I don't know what PSG is, Rex. What's PSG? Oh, never mind. Pre-St. George. Duh. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think it'd be fun to do some, shows, because, you know, at dressage, it's really cool because there's levels and you're scored. And I think there's a lot more to it than just, you know, regular horse show. And I think it would be neat for that aspect. And I think I would learn a lot from doing those. But I just, honestly, like, I have no interest in, I do have a dressage saddle, but I just like to do it at my, like, on my own. I want to do all kinds of cool stuff, but I just want to do it alone. Yeah, Sherry, it sounds like the horse that you have has a lot of issues. I'd be interested to know his background and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so Lucas, if your horse just blocks things out, you have to get a reaction out of him, okay? You've got to kind of break through that. That's a fun thing. That is the thing that I really miss about having different horses in for training, is I really like to problem solve. So having those horses in, fresh meat as I call it, I really like that because it gives me the ability, and it challenges me, I guess. You know, I like to be kept fresh that way. So yeah, so as far as the dressage work, you know, the thing that I would like to know is just like, where am I at? Like, what are my, I mean, I know in my own brain what I want to be able to do and stuff, but it'd be fun to actually be like scored and to see where I'm at with what I'm doing with each horse and all that. And I really love instruction. I could take lessons every day. Nocona, why are you taking me over here? I'm just kind of letting her go wherever she wants. And she's taking us to the flag and then to the door. She's like, okay, we're done. She's like, you're clearly not paying attention to what you're doing anymore, so I'm just going to do whatever I want. Oh, hello, kitty. Hi. Meow. Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely, Lucas. That's what you need to do. So I'll give you an example. This weekend I was working with a horse, and here's the thing: is I would go to try to send him around me in a circle. You know, I just wanted him to walk in a circle around me. That's it. And as soon as, and I want my horses to go off of a feel. Okay, so I want to be able to apply a little pressure in the direction I want them to go and have them follow that feel. And what happened is the horse just stood there. He just raised his head a little bit, and then he started to back up. So, and at first I did not have a flag in my hand. I was just using the lead rope, okay? Well, the lead rope wasn't long enough for me to actually make good contact with him and be able to stay at the distance I wanted to stay at. So I grabbed my flag, and I was so bummed because I'm like, oh, I should have known better. It's kind of like when I started out my ride and I said I'm going to carry my dressage whip today just to make sure that she's responding to my leg. I always like to have a tool with and then not need it, rather than to need a tool and not have it. You know what I mean? So what I ended up doing is I had the flag then, and I went to ask him to go, And he just refused, you know, and he would stand there, lift his head, and then start backing. I stayed right with him, never once gave him a release, and I kept a rhythm with my flag and was tapping him on sort of between the shoulder and the neck, okay? Just tapping him with it, and he was getting, you know, to where he would speed up going backwards. Well, he could only go so far before we'd run into a fence, but so I just stuck with him. And then all of a sudden he went sideways. And the moment that he went sideways a little bit, I gave him a release so he understand that, yes, that's the correct answer. That's what I'm looking for. But he's also the type of horse who would have just sat there and let me whack him with it, you know. So I had to sort of increase my pressure until he moved. And then it only took a couple times and he's like, oh, okay, I'll move. Yeah, Rex, that's exactly what my instructor said too about shoulder in. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's nice when you can find a teacher who explains things in a manner that you understand. And I think that's really important. I've had instructors before who were just too, there was too much happening and they were using, you ever talk to somebody who just uses big words all the time? You know, I am so like, keep it simple, man. I like simplicity. And I think if you have to get too technical on stuff, it's just confusing for everybody. So there's so many things that are really, really easy that people just make too complicated. Yeah, like some doctors. Some doctors don't know how to speak normal language anymore because, you know, that's what they do is they, you know, they're so used to the technical form. So when it comes to talking to a patient, they don't really know how to talk to the patient. Farriers are the same way. Not so much farriers, but like barefoot trimmers. Oh my gosh, trimmers are really hard to talk to sometimes because they use so much technical terms that the average horse owner just like really has no idea what they're talking about unless you understand hoof anatomy to the fullest. But so I love working with kids because everything can be kept simple. And horses like it like that too. They like simple. You don't need to get too technical. Just hanging out with my critters. Yes, exactly. Rex, I totally agree. Yeah, Lucas, that's just it. You just gotta find somebody who makes sense to you, you know, and explains it in simple terms. Sherry, I agree with you too. I do agree with that. Hi, Emily, thanks for joining. But yeah, that's why, you know, you just gotta find what works and you'll know. Caitlin, sorry about that. I just finished my ride and it's raining so bad out. So I'm sitting on my horse so you guys can hear me. I got the camera like 5 inches from my face. Otherwise you'd never be able to hear me. But we just did a fun little exercise using some poles. If you guys enjoyed that, I can show you some different exercises that I do with poles. Like I said, cones. I love obstacles. Any kind of obstacle is really fun for me. I enjoy that. Oh, good, Lucas. I'm so glad you enjoy it. Hi, kitty. Would you like to come up here? Would you like to come up? Yeah, I really like Joseph Newcomb. He's got a great channel too. Look at it. Come down out there. Come on, kitty. Well, come on. Come on. You can do it. Here. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for joining me. So I've never gotten bucked off with the cat before. But now today will be the day just because I have all you guys with me. So it's like, okay, I'll ride my horse, hold my phone, pet my cat, all at the same time. This cat really doesn't like to be held, but she loves to ride. So if she's on the horse with you, it's like she's super happy. Kitty's drooling. Why are you drooling? She's drooling all over my leg. Debbie, yeah, I guess that's right too. Okay, I gotta scroll back so I can read. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of treats, Vic. You know, I think anything is fine in moderation, but we really have to be very careful because, you know, a lot of people, they ride one horse or they've had a couple horses in their life and that's really all that they work with, okay? Where me, I have ridden a lot of horses and worked with a lot of people and I work with a lot of kids. So, you know, I need to keep kids safe. And the worst thing you could do is get a horse all spoiled with treats because the first thing that kids want to do is go and pet the horse's muzzle, okay? I've had so many horses try to bite people just because they were spoiled with treats. And I think it's so preventable. It's like, what's the point of getting a horse like that when then all you got to do is fix it? I don't like when my horses are searching me for treats. It's just not, it's not healthy for anybody. It leads to a lot more issues. But don't get me wrong, like a treat now and again is fine if it's given like a treat. The way I look at it is, I give my horses treats about as often as I go out for ice cream. And that's not very often. And I usually have like a reason. So with my horses, if I've got a horse that's a little difficult to catch or something, that's a great opportunity to give them a treat. It works out great. But that's pretty much the only time. Yeah, and exactly. So horses love to be rubbed on the neck, especially on the withers, because that's where their mama rubbed them when they were little. But giving them a pat is not really very soothing. It's if anything, it's a little bit stressful for them because it's like you're smacking them. They don't like that. Hi Nina, thanks for joining today. Hey, I got your message. You had sent a comment somewhere. I can't remember where it was though, and I read it and then I got distracted and I didn't respond to it, but it was a really great comment. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Jessica, yeah, that's exactly it. It just becomes too difficult. So I think there's a time and place for it, but for the most part, it's just not a thing here. Like Miss Kitty, I gave her a treat every time I looked at her for the last 2 months of her life, I think. And that's different. You know, it's totally different. She could have anything she wanted. All right, so now I got to get the kitty off. Aw, Sherry, yeah, that's, bless your heart. All right, back to the stool we go. We'll see if my horse will be afraid of it as I try to get off now. Here, okay. Kitty, you gotta get off first though, honey. Get off, Kitty. Get off. Get off. Cat's like, no, I don't want to get off. Sorry. You stay there. Yep, I got a couple things in my hands here. Lots going on. Look at, she's like, I'm going to jump back up on you. So we have to be very careful. You know, I probably shouldn't let my cats ride my horses with me. And that could be a bad thing. I don't recommend you do it at home. But I don't know, I just like to. I think it's cute and fun. And I let the kids take the cats now and again. But a lot of things could go wrong. So many things could go wrong. And I got a young horse that I'm on, or one that's just a little bit more nervous, I would never consider that. So I have to be really careful because the cats are used to jumping up here with me. So I have to think about that. Okay. Back over to my stool. Look at, now Nocona's like, I'm going to go sideways. Keep going. She thought that she was supposed to go back over to the cat. All right, sweetheart. I'm only using the stool this time because she was a little worried about it the last time. I don't know if you saw her spook at it, and she just got worried about the little bit of dirt that was there. It was really nothing, like the dirt just kind of hit it. You never know what's going to bother a horse. It just happens. Lots of deep breathing and worry with her today. She's like, the rain is scary. All right, guys. Well, I better get going. I've got so much work to do today with this rain. With this rain that we've got, feeding horses isn't going to be very fun. So I want to get it done early so I can get in and make dinner, hang out with my kids. So, and we got some homeschooling stuff to do tonight too. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you tomorrow.